Okay, today I was going to use the Lambda function. I've been playing around with the Lambda function, and I discovered a way to, with one function, calculate the percent returns on the daily prices of a bunch of stocks with just writing one equation in one cell. So I thought I'd show you how I did that. It's actually pretty easy to do. So first we have to get some returns. So I'm using this website here. It's called Bulk Stock Data Series Download, and you can see the URL for it if you want to pause the video and jot that down. But anyway, this is really nice because it goes right out to Yahoo Finance and downloads the returns all into one Excel file for you. And I'm going to pretty much, I think when you open it up, you can put your own file, a CSV file with tickers. I'm just going to go ahead and take the default ones that they're on this website when you open it up. And I'm going to get the daily close, and I want the adjusted close, which adjusts for dividends and stock splits and whatnot. And let's go back to, let's say, December. We'll go back to 2020. So go back a few months. And we'll just go ahead and take these defaults, sort it in ascending order. And then I'm going to go get series. And then once it says I found 294 observations of these, I'll go ahead and open them up on Excel. And enable editing. So normally so you can see that we have the daily price data. In fact, we could highlight that as price if you want. This is the price per share. And so if I want to do the percent return, so I could go here and go equals so we're going to lose a day, right? Because I need the day before. I need the percent change from here to here, right? So I lose one day whenever you calculate percent returns. So if I was going to do this the manual way, I would go equals the today's divided by yesterday's minus 1. That's the finance shortcut formula for percent change. And we can format that as percent. Take it out like 3 places. So you can see it went up, and it went up 0.496%. I can copy it across and then copy it down. And I've got the percent returns all the way down to the bottom. So it's actually pretty easy to do without writing a Lambda function, isn't it? So I think it's interesting to have one function that calculates it for you. So let's go ahead and just see if we can do that. So I'm going to go right here. Well, first we have to tell it, since we lose a day, we have to take starting here all the way down to here. That's our first one, right? And we have to take all those and divide it by, if you remember right, it's this divided by this minus 1. So basically it's 2 arrays. So I could just basically, let me do it over here. So in order to get this first array that I'm going to, remember it's going to be this divided by this. So I need the first array that's missing this top one. So the way I would do that, I would go equals offset. And I want to offset this array. So let me go ahead and highlight it. And then if I hit comma, it asks for how many rows you want to offset it. Well, I want to offset it 1 row. I don't want to offset it in a column, so I'm going to go 0 columns. And my height is going to be the number of rows. And again in this. And I'm going to subtract 1 because remember we offset it down 1, but we also lost 1. So I'm going to go minus 1. Now you can just close it at that point. And you can see that it started at 275 and it just went down to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to divide that. So remember, we're trying to get this first number for each one of these. Now the second number is going to be the one above. So I'd use offset. I can use offset again for this. So I can go equals offset. And then again, it's going to reference these. And I'm not going to offset at all. Okay. But the height is again going to be how many, it's going to be the number of rows in this minus 1. Right. So if I did that right, now it'll get, so let's go ahead and close that. So now it's going to start with 274, but on the bottom, it's not going to have, it's going to be this last one, right? So it's going to be, so let me just do it beside it just so it makes more sense. So now we could use these two numbers. It's equal to this divided by this minus 1. If I copy that all the way down, make that percent, take it out 3 places, you can see those numbers are exactly the numbers we have here. Okay? So now the question is, how can we have it do it all at once for us using the lambda function? See that these are, it ends the same way too. So everything looks correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to go equals lambda. And first, we're going to have to tell it what we're going to use to calculate this. And all we really need to use is we're just going to use, when we highlighted this whole thing, that's all we ever did was highlight this. So that's the parameter we're going to use. We could call that prices, I guess. And then our calculation is going to be, well, we can get those numbers from here. It's going to be, so, you know, how could I do this? I guess we'll just have to type it again. So I'll do it again. So I'll go equals lambda. And then the way lambda works, it needs we'll call it the prices. And we'll go offset. And again, we want, so now, we want the first one, so it's going to be prices. Now we call it prices. And then the rows is going to be offset at 1 row, 0 columns. And the height is going to be rows, prices. Okay. And we can close it at that point. We're going to divide it by offset. And then we're going to do the top one. So again, we're going to go back to prices again. And the row, we're not going to offset at all. But the height is going to be rows, prices, minus 1. And then we're going to go minus 1 on all of those. Now, one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to go rows, prices, minus 1 here too. Right, because I offset at 1, I have to remove 1. Alright, so that's my lambda function. So I can test it by putting the prices in here and see if it does it for me. So I'm going to highlight this. So that's what I want to do the returns from. And so I'm just testing it by giving, so it's taking that in and putting it for prices and then using that prices throughout that function I just wrote. So if I did this right, it should be, and it gives us the same thing we had here. Now, one thing, you notice it didn't make it percent, right? So it'd be nice so we don't have to format it for percent. So I'm going to go in the front. The way we can go make it percent, I can go text and then go to the end down here. And we can go 0.000%. And that should make, okay, let me double check. So it's going to be, I'm going to take all this. That's all this. Okay, so let me see. I guess we don't need this parentheses. Okay, let me just double check. Sometimes you get those parentheses wrong. So prices, text, offset, prices, one's there. Just want to make sure you have all our. Okay, I had to sneeze and I paused the video. I also corrected this. You just have to make sure you have your parentheses in the right spot. And that's what it looks like when it's corrected. I had a parentheses on the end here. I think I had a time symbol in here somehow. Made a few typos, but that's what it should look like. It's actually not so anyway, you can see that, escape. So you can see it calculated them all at once just by putting 1. So now the other thing is, now we could add this into the name manager so we can use it. So I'm going to highlight everything right up to where I tested it, to right there. I'm going to Control C, and then we go to Formulas. Well, I have to hit Escape to get out of there, and then we can go to Formulas. This is very easy. Go to Name Manager. I'm gonna name this. We'll call it Returns, and then we'll go ahead and Control V to paste that lambda in there, and we go prices from which you want to calculate returns must be sorted ascending. I think there's one S in ascending. Sorted ascending. In other words, this is not going to work if I have the newest date. It has to go from old to new. Maybe I should say old to new here. Okay. And I'm going to go OK. And now that's got that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and close it. So let me delete this. And let me format it something else just to show you that it also formats it. Let me copy this formatting. Home. Format painter. All of this. Okay, so I formatted that. Let's see if it does it as a percent too. So let me go ahead and go. So I'm going to go equals returns. And I can highlight these and enter, and it does it for me, right? Now the nice thing about it, once I do it, I can drag it over to the right, and it's robust enough to be able to kind of go that way. Or what's really cool, what I discovered we could do, let me go Control Z, I can go equals returns, and I can highlight everything. And it does everything at once. So that's actually pretty robust as far as how it works. It does it, which surprised me actually when I was playing around with it. I didn't realize it was that robust it would even do that. Now, so this is percent returns, percent daily returns. Now, sometimes in academia we do something called log returns, right? So for log returns, let's go ahead and let me show you how log returns work. It'd be equal to natural log of this divided by this, right? And you can see it's a little bit different, but log returns are basically assuming it's continuously compounded. So it has properties a lot of times people like to have. It has some properties that you don't have when you calculate it this way. So this is continuously compounded returns, and it's also called log returns. So you could actually do the same way. I go up into the, let me go to Formulas, Name Manager, and since I lost this formula, I'm going to go ahead and get it right here. Copy, cancel, and let me paste it into here. So now this would be it would be the natural log of the offset, the natural log of this, but you wouldn't subtract 1. Okay, so it'd be the natural log of the same thing, but we would not subtract 1, and so we could test it. So my prices are going to be these. And it gives us the log returns. You know, the same thing, we can copy it across. So you see they're slightly different than these. Log returns are slightly continuously compounded returns are a little bit different. So again, we would put that in the name manager. So let me go ahead and pick this. Hope I want to get just everything up to where I tested it. Control C, hit escape. Go to the name manager. I'll go on new. We call this log returns. LNRT. Prices must be sorted ascending. And we can copy that in here. Okay. Close. So let me delete all these. And I can go here, equals ln return. Again, we can just highlight them all if we want. And it does that for you. So, pretty robust formula. So the Lambda function, you can see, it made it very quick. All I had to do is just type this one thing in here. And it automatically did the returns for me, right? Or type one thing and it did log returns automatically for all of them. So hopefully that was interesting to you. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed, my picture will come up here. You can click on my picture to subscribe. Go ahead and hit like. Give me any comments on that you like. And what I'll do in the description, I'll make a link to this video or to this Excel file if you want to download it and look at how I did it. So one thing about the Lambda function is just as I'm recording this video on February 14th, 2022, probably about half of the people that have Office 365 have gotten it. I have actually had the Lambda function available on my computer last Thursday. Okay, so more and more people have this Lambda available. The way you can see if you have Lambda available, you go equals Lambda. And then if you see this parameter calculation come up, then you have the Lambda function on your computer. If you use the Lambda function and you send it to someone, send the file to someone else, if they don't have the Lambda function, obviously the Lambda function won't work. So anyway, hopefully that was interesting. Thanks for watching. Bye.